The Enneagram in real estate. The reason you just lost that bidding war or why you're terrified to sign the closing papers isn't the market. It's your Enneagram type. You've been making major financial moves based on subconscious fears you didn't even know you had. We're going to walk through all 9 types. See if you can spot yourself or your spouse in these descriptions, because understanding your type is the difference between a smooth closing and a total psychological breakdown. The reformer. They don't start with a wish list. They start with a standards checklist. While everyone else is looking at the view, they're looking at the alignment of the baseboards and the age of the electrical panel. They aren't being difficult. They're being principled. They aren't house hunting. They're flaw hunting. If you're a reformer, you're the least likely to buy the wrong house, but the most likely to stress about it. Core fear that they will settle, that they will regret it, that they will be the person who made the wrong choice. If you're an agent working with a reformer, stop trying to sell them on the vibe. You need to sell them on the stats. As a buyer, it sounds like this. But if they didn't care about the grout, what else is hiding? Is there a crack in the foundation? Is the wiring a mess? If they miss the small things, I can't trust the big things. Sound familiar? If you've ever spent 20 minutes staring at a baseboard while your agent waited in the car, you might be a reformer. As a seller, it sounds like this. I won't list until the house is perfect. I don't care if the ROI isn't there for that repair. I refuse to be the seller who hides things. I'm not going to give a buyer a single reason to doubt my integrity. What nobody tells them, most people will call you difficult. I'm telling you that your pickiness is actually your best defense against a bad investment. The edge. The best agents know that the reformer is the most disciplined buyer in the market. They don't get swept up in bidding wars they can't justify, and they never close on a house that doesn't meet their high standards. When they buy a home, you can be sure it is quantifiably the right move. The only conversation that works. Give them data, not reassurance. Show them the inspection. Walk them through every item. Logic closes them, not pressure. The helper. They are buying a home for everyone else first. The core fear that they will choose wrong for the people they love, that the house will fail the family, not them. As a buyer, it sounds like this. My mother visits every month, so she needs a room on the first floor, and my daughter needs a yard, and my husband wants a garage. What do I need? I just need everyone to be happy. As a seller, it sounds like this. I feel terrible. These buyers have 3 kids. Should we take less? I do not want to be greedy. Is it greedy to ask for full price? What nobody tells them. That is not a weakness. That is love in action. But love also means securing your own financial future so that you can keep giving. The edge. Helper buyers create the most loyal client relationships in real estate. They send referrals. They remember agents who treated them with care. They are the ones who leave the 5-star review and mean every word. Build the relationship, and you earn a client for life. The only conversation that works. Talk about how this home serves the people they love. Then gently remind them, taking care of themselves is part of taking care of everyone else. The achiever. The house is part of the image, and the image has to be right. The core fear. That they will buy something that looks like settling, that their address will not match who they are becoming. As a buyer, it sounds like this. What are the top 5 streets in this zip code? Because I want one of those. And what is the resale on this neighborhood? I need to know the trajectory. I am not just buying a home. I am making a move. As a seller, it sounds like this. I want the listing to look like a magazine. Hire the best photographer. I want buyers to feel something the second they see it online. What nobody tells them. That is not vanity. That is positioning. And in real estate, positioning is everything. The edge. Accurate sellers get results because they show up. They stage, they price correctly. They move fast. They do not let emotions stall the process. When an achiever decides to sell, the house moves because they make it happen. The only conversation that works. Lead with achievement language. Use words like investment, trajectory, and strategic. Show them the data that proves this is a winning move. The individualist. They don't care about the best neighborhood or the highest resale value. They are on a quest for a space that mirrors their internal world. To them, a house isn't a building, it's an identity. The core fear. That they will end up somewhere generic, somewhere that has no soul, somewhere that could belong to anyone. As a buyer, it sounds like this. It's a great floor plan, but it has no heartbeat. It feels like a hotel room, not a home. I'd rather wait another 2 years for a house with a broken fireplace and a story than spend one night in a place that feels like everyone else's. As a seller, it sounds like this. This home has seen me through everything. I'm not just looking for the highest bidder. I'm looking for the next steward. I want someone who sees the magic in these original floors, not someone who's going to tear them out for gray laminate. What nobody tells them, that is not being difficult. That is having a relationship with beauty. And people who feel that deeply also love the most deeply, including the home they finally choose. The edge. The individualists are the keepers of character in our neighborhoods. They are the ones who restore the Victorians and save the mid-century moderns. When an individualist buys a house, the neighborhood gets a piece of its soul back. The only conversation that works. The only way to guide an individualist? Stop talking. Don't point out the stainless steel appliances. Just let them walk through the rooms in silence. When they reach out and touch a door frame or stare out a window for 5 minutes without speaking, that's when you know the house has spoken to them. The investigator. They don't just shop for a home, they study it. They see a floor plan and immediately look for the efficiencies, the structural integrity, and the data. The problem isn't finding a house they like, it's finding one that passes their rigorous internal audit. The core fear. That they are missing something. That there is a variable they have not accounted for. That they will act before they have enough information. As a buyer, it sounds like this. I have been tracking this zip code for 14 months. I have the price per square foot from 2019 through today. I need the permit history on this property, and I want to speak to the inspector directly after the report. As a seller, it sounds like this. I want to understand the full commission structure, and the marketing plan, and the closing cost breakdown. Send me everything before we sign. What nobody tells them. That is not being difficult. That is how an investigator protects a major financial decision. And they are almost always right. The edge. Investigator buyers are the most prepared clients in any transaction. They have done the research. They ask the questions no one else thinks to ask. When they make an offer, it is not impulsive. It is calculated. That makes them some of the most reliable buyers in the market. The only conversation that works. Send them data before they ask. Give them the full picture. Do not simplify. They want the complexity, and they can handle it. The loyalist. They are not afraid of the house. They are afraid of what could go wrong after they sign. The core fear. That they will miss something, that they will trust the wrong thing, or that the market will turn the week after closing. As a buyer, it sounds like this. I love it. I do. But what if the roof is hiding something the inspector missed? And what about the neighborhood? Is it stable? What if we're at the peak right now and in 2 years this is worth $30,000 less? As a seller, it sounds like this. What if we price too high and it sits? What if we price too low and we leave money on the table? What if the buyer's financing falls through at the last minute? What nobody tells them. That is not anxiety. That is a nervous system doing exactly what it was built to do. Protect the people and things that matter most. The edge. No buyer does more due diligence than a loyalist. None. They read every disclosure. They ask every question. And when they finally commit, they are all in. Because they have already stress-tested every possible outcome and decided this is the right move. The only conversation that works. Give them transparency, not just reassurance. Show them the plan for the worst-case scenario. When you answer their fear with facts, you earn a level of loyalty that lasts a lifetime. The enthusiast. They don't just shop for a home, they shop for a dream life. They see the floor plan and immediately imagine the dinner parties, the holidays, and the renovations. The problem isn't finding a house they like, it's picking just one. The core fear. That they will commit and miss something better. That closing the deal means the adventure is over. As a buyer, it sounds like this. Oh, I love this one. Wait, can we see 3 more today? I want to keep our options open. This is amazing, but what's around the corner? What is coming on the market next week? As a seller, it sounds like this. I'm already thinking about the next place. Where are we moving to? Can we look at new listings while we're listing this one? I love this part. What nobody tells them. That is not flakiness. That is a brain wired for possibility. The challenge is not that they love everything. The challenge is that they haven't been shown how to focus that love on the right thing. The edge. The enthusiastic buyers move fast when they connect. Their enthusiasm is contagious. In a multiple offer situation, a motivated enthusiast will go all in. When the right house lands, they are not afraid to win it. The only conversation that works. Help them feel that saying yes to this home is not closing a door. It's opening 10 new ones. Show them that the real adventure starts the moment they get the keys. The challenger. They do not want to negotiate, they want to win. The core fear that someone will take advantage of them, that they will show too much and give someone else leverage. As a buyer, it sounds like this. What is the seller's situation? Days on market? Why are they moving? I want every detail before I make a move. I'm coming in strong but never desperate. I do not show desperation. As a seller, it sounds like this. I am not dropping the price. If they want this house, they will pay for it. Counter at full ask and let them come back. I'm not being moved. What nobody tells them. That is not aggression. That is protection. The challengers have been burned before or watched someone they love get burned and they decided it would never happen again. The edge. In a negotiation, a challenger is the buyer you want on your side. They are direct. They do not waste time. They know what they want and they pursue it without hesitation. When they trust their agent, they are unstoppable. The only conversation that works. Be direct. Do not soft pedal. Do not try to manage them, advise them. Bring the data, give your honest read, and let them decide. They will respect you for your backbone. The peacemaker. They would rather keep the peace than push for what they actually want. The core fear. Asking for too much will create conflict, that their own needs are simply too much trouble for others. As a buyer, it sounds like this. I mean, it's fine. It's not exactly what I had in mind, but I don't want to be difficult. If my spouse loves it, I can work with it. It's probably fine. As a seller, it sounds like this. Whatever the agent thinks is best. I don't want to make it complicated. If the buyers need a credit, I guess that's okay. I just want this to be done. What nobody tells them. That is not indifference. That is a person who has learned that their voice creates waves and has decided the waves aren't worth the trouble. But in real estate, your voice is the only thing protecting your interests. The edge. When a peacemaker is truly aligned, when they've made a decision that feels right on a deep level, they are the most grounded buyers in the room. No drama, no last-minute cold feet. They close with quiet certainty. The only conversation that works. Ask them directly what they want. Then ask again. Create space for their answer without rushing to fill the silence. When they finally tell you, believe them and then fight for it on their behalf. None of these types is broken. None of them is wrong. Every single one of them is a nervous system doing the best it knows how in one of the highest stakes decisions of a human life. The best thing an agent can do, the thing that changes everything, is to see the person in front of them clearly. Not the objection, not the hesitation, the person. If you found your type today, I want to hear about it. Leave a comment below. Are you the investigator, the challenger, or maybe the individualist? Let's keep the conversation going on the couch.